How's it going, guys? Panther Films, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 3 of The Last of Us. This episode is titled The Path. Joel's dead. Brutally killed by Abby with a golf club. Half a golf club, which I don't know if was really a necessary change, to be honest, but it is what it is. And we also had the attack on Jackson with the infected. Tommy killed a bloater with a flamethrower. Also, Tommy wasn't there with Joel when he died. Dina was. Like I said last episode, I did prefer the game's version of them events. I did like the Jackson scene up until a certain point when the fucking herd just went around Tommy and just ignored him. And then the fact that they had no proper defenses outside of the wall. And then on top of the fact, yeah, let's use flamethrowers in a town that's mostly made of wood. Genius. And it did start burning the fucking town down. Like, Jesus. Nice preparation, Tommy. What the fuck? But yeah, a lot of people died, so obviously Jackson's going to be in a recovery state. And of course, Joel's dead too, so that adds a bit of salt to the wound for Tommy, definitely. After losing all the people in Jackson, and then finding out his brother's dead too, is going to be a bit of a shock. I did like the scene where, you know, Ellie crawled to Joel, like that wasn't in the game. I did like I said, I mean, I like the beginning of the Jackson fight. Like when they're outside the wall, but then as soon as they breach the wall, the fight just kind of falls apart. However, at least you could see what was actually happening compared to fucking Game of Thrones. But still, there is better battles in TV that involve like zombies and stuff. Hard Home, I think, hits a bit better. Hard Home, they weren't prepared for an attack. In this, they were, but they still fumbled it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Joel saved Abby from the herd. And then she found out that it was Joel because of what Dina said. She shouted out for Joel because she didn't know where he was. Which is an interesting change, but I just don't know how to feel with Dina being there and not Tommy. I feel like that's an unnecessary change. It all depends on what they do this episode and if like Tommy actually feels like a bit of guilt towards what happened. If he doesn't, something's wrong. But yeah, I mean, I assume this episode is just going to mainly be focused on like the aftermath of everything. And then I guess like the journey will begin, hopefully. We'll see. Which, I mean, if the journey does begin 3 episodes in, then Jesus fucking Christ, we've only got 4 episodes left. But yeah, I mean, that basically sums it all up. So let's stop doing Ellie and go out with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode. Already starting out with a bit of depression. Where's Tommy's cut? Didn't he have like a massive cut last episode? Wait, what? In one shot, he didn't have any blood on him, but then the next one he does? Did they flip the camera there? Or mirror the shot?
Give Sarah my love.
Damn. I wish that line was kind of in the game. There's a lot of people that died. Jesus! What was that fucking cut? She's got like a collapse lung or whatever.
Are you in pain?
Well, yeah, obviously she's in pain.
Ellie!
Jesus. A bit of PTSD there. Oh. I think Pedro's name was removed from the credits. I didn't see it. Yeah, I mean, did they flip the shot with Tommy? Because, like, one side of his face was cut, but then I think it was, like, the left side. They must have flipped a shot because it showed the left side of his face, and then there was no blood there, and then in the next shot there was. That was weird. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, now it's just Ellie. Nice way to rub it in, sure. Like, we get it, he's dead. How much time has passed? 3 months? What? Alright, Jesse, calm down.
Alright, today's the day.
So can I just...
Almost. I just need you to see one more person, then you're good to go.
Who?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, fucking Gail.
How are you doing?
Fine.
If you say it that fast, it kind of implies you're not.
Okay, ask me again.
Fine.
Give me a moment. It's really complicated, because, you know, feelings.
Okay.
Why is she still acting like a kid?
You two got into it at the dance. Was that the last time you spoke to him?
No.
I should have talked to him. But I didn't. What is it that he said that he did?
Well, that's the thing. It didn't really make sense. He said, I saved her.
Man, I wish I could have let him off the hook for whatever it was he was talking about.
Oh, she's such a bullshitter.
I wouldn't worry, Gail. There's still a lot of fucked up people in this town.
Yeah. But not you, though.
You know that they definitely talked because, like, she walked past him on the porch, and then the episode later, or last episode, she was like, yeah, I want to go on patrol with Joel. Or if she didn't want to speak to him, why would she want to go on patrol with him? You know what I mean? Interesting music choice. Plays at the beginning of the second game. Honestly, they did a good job recreating the house. Like, it's literally pretty much 1-to-1. Sculpting some things. Yes. The revolver. How often did he use that in the show? I don't think he really used it that much, did he? In the game, you pretty much get the revolver straight away, and then you have to upgrade it. Like in the first game, you get the revolver straight away, and you slowly upgrade it over the course of the game. Okay, she pressed triangle on the coat. Good.
Ellie?
Hiding her emotions.
When they let you out?
Today.
30 minutes ago? They made me talk to Gail.
Fucking Gale.
Thank you for all this time she came to visit.
He would have done the same for me.
Yeah, maybe not as often.
This is a peace offering
Why?
because I'm about to make you angry. I told you I didn't learn anything useful.
I lied.
I know most of their names, and I know where they're from.
You cost us time. You let them get away.
This town was wreckage and funerals for weeks.
I mean, I feel like Ellie wouldn't have give a fuck anyway.
Maybe let them get there.
I mean, they would have got there anyway, even if you waited a few days. They'd still be ahead of you. Doesn't Dina also know they were fireflies? Because wasn't she still awake for that? Hey, eat the cookies.
Abby.
Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they from?
Seattle.
One of those groups was the Washington Liberation Front.
Did he say how small they were?
No, but seeing as how no one's ever mentioned them since, I'm guessing small enough for us to handle.
Don't know about that.
I wasn't gonna tell anyone before you.
I feel like Dina finding out before Tommy's kind of bullshit. I get that she was there, but man, it kind of annoys me that Tommy wasn't there.
If it had been you, Joel would be halfway to Seattle before the sun came up.
He'd be halfway to Seattle to save my life. Don't talk to me like I didn't know him. He was my brother. I'm not saying you shouldn't do this. But if we're gonna put a posse together, we gotta do it right. She's gonna want a council meeting, open it up to the town. Everyone who wants to get heard gets heard.
A council meeting? No, fuck that. Fuck the council.
You hold out information on me again, you got rendering detail for a month.
I kind of hate the fact that, like, it's set 3 months after.
Buried our dead 10 miles south of town. If you want to visit them.
They didn't even bury them in the town. Seattle Trail. Eh? There it is. Literally from. They probably just reused the whistles from the game.
Why can't you tell me where we're going?
I told you the reason we're going. The prophet. She's been dead 10 years, Constance. I'm gonna count on her to help. Follow her words, we obey her teachings.
Then can I have a hammer?
No.
All right,
Fair enough.
understand what we're giving you now. Keep you far, far safer than a hammer.
From home.
The
In
enemy.
war. Take cover!
Uh-oh.
Wolf.
So what'd you think?
Well, for someone who sat on their ass for 3 months,
Good job.
pleasantly surprised.
Yeah?
A few more weeks and you'll be right back to where you were before.
Nice.
Which is 80% of where you should have been.
Whatever.
whatever. Fuck you. So you know about the meeting coming up. Can I count on you?
Yeah, of course you can.
Dude, you were there.
I know that too. Gotta go. Organize your thoughts, write them down, and then read them out loud tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, because I'm stupid.
And no one's gonna vote for angry.
Well, obviously she's angry, like, duh. No shit. She just saw a father figure get killed.
Time to harvest and get
Scott. I'm sorry, but we gotta keep you on target here.
Don't really have an opinion on the Seattle thing.
Okay.
Then why the fuck are you talking then?
That Joel meant so much to so many of us.
Hmm.
But he wasn't the only one. I lost my sister that day. And now you want to send, what, you're saying 16 of our best? Well, while they're gone, who's going to be on the wall if raiders come? A wall that's barely mended.
What do you mean barely mended? They only broke in through one part of the wall. There's no way that would have took more than 3 months to fix.
So why wouldn't we want to take our vengeance? Forgive and be forgiven. That's what separates us from the raiders and the murderers.
Those sons of bitches don't deserve our mercy.
Seth.
Down with you for saying it, Carlisle.
Seth, sit down.
No.
You're not on the list.
No.
Who gives a fuck about the listed?
What, we gotta forgive everybody when they show up and piss in our eye? They took one of ours. Somebody shoots your brother, you wanna take the locks off your doors? Grow up! They'll come back.
Nah. Why would they come back though? They got no reason to. They got what they wanted. You know, they got Joel. That's all they really wanted to do. That's all Abby wanted.
Ellie?
Why leave Ellie to last? I guess just to have a lasting impression on everyone. I love how you have all these members on the council, but you only have 3 of them that actually speak.
That sometimes couldn't be undone. But I can't afford that right now because
I feel like it's not from the heart when she's reading off a piece of paper.
it's not because I want revenge. It's not. It's not about revenge.
Yeah, it is.
A whole world of people who won't lift a finger if something bad happens to me or you. And I swear, if someone hurts any of you or the people you love, you can count on me. Definitely not a wall, because that thing got busted through.
Got busted through by one blower. Because he had no fucking defenses outside the wall. Dumbasses.
I am asking you, please, do it for us.
Nah, do it for Joel. Fuck the people of Jackson did. The crazy thing is though, Ellie doesn't need people to go. She'll just go anyway.
To find the people who killed Joel and execute them.
Well, kill the person that killed Joel.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
No. Yes. No.
3 people said yes. I think Jesse said yes, Tommy said yes, and maybe Maria did said yes. Right? Surely Tommy said yes, right? There's no way he wouldn't. If he said no, then that's... What the fuck are they doing with his character? What?
Oh, shit.
Why are we wasting time on this? Come on! Revenge! Justice!
I'm supposed to see a shrink myself, you know, to process it all. I'm the only one here. What, you didn't believe her speech?
Did you?
Of course not. She's a liar.
I just don't want her to go down the same paths that Joel did. All he was really doing was lashing out.
So you think she might have learned that behavior from him?
I mean, maybe. Or she's always been like that.
If she's on a path, it's not one that Joel put her on.
Yeah, I mean... She's not wrong.
Some people just can't be saved.
Saying that about a teenager, though, like, what? Like, she's grieving.
Who is it?
Was she trying to be like, how do I hide all this?
Are you alone? I'm alone. Please don't try and talk me out of this.
Oh, you think that's why I'm here?
I'm here to come with you.
So, and is that all guns? Or do you have medical supplies in there?
Wait, if she was going to go alone, why did she need that many guns?
Okay, so what am I supposed to do?
A map.
Travel light but smart. Winter coats for beds, jackets for blankets, first aid kits, batteries, bear spray.
Now, handguns.
What are you bringing?
Bear spray.
Really? Shoot your damn ass off?
That's what I was going to say, like, I mean, she does that in the game too, but, like, putting it behind you is just kind of risky.
Love the Converse. Respect your consistency, but you're not crossing open country in fucking chucks.
No, don't tell me you told Jesse, please.
Captain Wyoming, but he's a little uptight about rules and shit.
I don't know if he is, because he agreed. I feel like Jesse said yes on the council.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. I feel like it's a bit risky leaving at night, though, right? Wait, so who's the person that's helping them? Is it Tommy? Maria? Seth? I saw grey hair. Yep.
Trade.
Why?
It's better. Trade.
Alright, fair enough then.
I'd come with you, but I caught some friendly fire on New Year's Day.
You sure it's friendly?
Jesus Christ.
Let's get you going.
I think I might know why he's helping them. Obviously, they're trying to, like, redeem him. But there's a note in the game that says Seth on it. And I think, like, he understands what Ellie's feeling, I feel like. I love how she fucking hates him. Like, she just... Like, she agreed with him in the meeting. Damn. This location kind of looks familiar, if you know what I'm talking about. Does that say beloved brother? Yeah, beloved brother and father. See, shit like this gets me a bit more, like, emotional. Like, not the death itself. Hey, I mean, it's not a bad place to be buried, all things considered. Hey, the sun is like Joel's looking over her now. No. That's just me being... putting more meaning into it than I should be. I do wish this was kind of a thing in the game. Like, the journey to Seattle. I obviously don't make it, like, long as fuck, but just, like, maybe, like, 30-40 minutes of gameplay. I think would be decent.
First person you killed.
Jesus, really? Okay, well, the first one's too fucked up, but I can tell you the second one.
Yeah, because the first one was Viley, right?
I shoot a guy and he feels sorry for me.
I'm just loyal like that.
Well, what about you, Dina? Who'd you kill?
You know, if you see any outcroppings or spots with cover.
Why? Looks okay.
Wait, really? They didn't go into, like, Dina's backstory? That was kind of a weird decision. There's no way she's gonna actually sleep.
Okay, but I have a stupid question.
Did they set up traps outside the tent or anything? Like, just in case?
Whatever, you were super high. And you were drunk.
Wasn't she drunk too?
How would you rate it? You're gay, I'm not.
Okay, fine, 6. Well, you asked, and I told you. I'm sorry. Go back to Jesse.
I already did.
She went back to Jesse? What? Why?
Does he ever strike you as sad?
Jesse?
Yeah. But I think deep inside that's just how he is. Well, because if it's not that, then it's me.
I guess they're making it a slow burn.
Ellie?
What now? Let me
It
sleep.
wasn't that high.
Seattle Trail. Oh wait, this is the same path that the thingies were on. The whistlers. Oh. Yep.
He was running away.
What's that symbol?
How did she see the symbol from that far away? What? Why is she wandering off?
I don't think this was Fedra.
Also, wait. If he was running away, why is the bullet casings right next to him? Unless they shot him while he was on the ground type of thing. I wonder why she's being sick. All of them from, like, before, yep. Damn. Straight up, like, executed them. It looks like they were in the same position they were hiding.
I think it was a smell.
It wasn't easy to look at either.
Interesting that she's wearing, like, a bigger jacket, like a puffier jacket. How far away from Seattle are they? You're telling me their whole journey to Seattle and they encountered 0 infected? Behave.
It's quiet.
Yeah. Too quiet.
Wouldn't it always be too quiet though? Because it's a fucking apocalypse? That's very Walking Dead, isn't it? Like the shot into Atlanta.
Fucking Seattle.
Damn.
Pretty.
Plus no one's shooting at us.
You just got into the fucking city.
Because there aren't that many wolves.
You can't see the full city. Well, considering it's been 3 months, how do you know they've not moved? You know what I'm saying? They're just assuming that they're still there. Gonna see if I see any Easter eggs or whatever. Space Needle. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. Just give me a fucking second.
Wait, he's in the Space Needle? Also, parts of the city have flooded. I mean, to be fair, the Space Needle is a good lookout point. Yeah, small group, Ellie. Huh? Small group? They're just doing this to show the audience, like, nope, it ain't a small group. It's a fucking army, dude. Jesus. Boom, 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 boom. Did that say Boring Scott? What the fuck did that say in the credits? But yeah, I mean, overall, this episode was pretty okay. I feel like would be the best way to put it. Or, you know, maybe I could put it like how Ellie rated The Kiss. 6 out of 10. 6.5. Or maybe even a 7. Definitely a setup episode. Which I don't know if it's needed, to be honest. Like, do we need another setup episode? Especially when the season's only 7 episodes? Probably not, right? I mean, episode 1 was a setup episode. Episode 2, shit happened. And this episode was another setup episode. I don't think we need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with setup episodes. They're fine. But if it just kind of slows the pacing down, like, oh, Joel's dead. Like, you know, the story's actually, like, progressing. And now... Oh, and now we're going to Seattle. Like, that's how this episode felt. I get that you need to, like, have the grieving process with Joel's death. But, like, this whole episode was, like, 10 to 15 minutes in the game. You know? And I feel like the game did it enough justice. Like, it focused on the things that the characters should be focused on. And then, boom, we're going. This episode, while it had world building there, you didn't need the Gale and Tommy scene. You didn't need the council scene. It served no purpose other than just to tell you the themes of the fucking season. And to tell you the themes of the game, right? With Carlisle saying, like, oh, maybe we should forgive. Them scenes don't need to be in there because they don't matter. Like, Ellie was going to go anyway. So them saying no had served no purpose, right? Also, not sure what they're doing with Tommy. I feel like his reactions kind of tame, all things considered. Even though I did like his line at the beginning, like, give Sarah my love. But let's be honest, Tommy, Joel ain't seeing fucking Sarah. Like, if they got to Seattle, like, halfway through, I think it would have been fine. But we're 3 episodes in, and they got to Seattle at the end of this episode. You know, there's 4 episodes left. There is no way it won't feel rushed. That is what I'm worried about. I'm not necessarily worried about, like, how this episode was. It's just, how are you going to do the rest of the, like, first half of the game in 4 episodes? It ain't happening without it feeling extremely rushed. But, I mean, at least I'm in Seattle now. I mean, I said it in the reaction. I do wish we actually saw the journey to Seattle in the game. Because, like, I feel like the game kind of just got straight to Seattle. I mean, the show kind of showed us the journey to Seattle. I mean, kind of. It was kind of like a montage thing, right? Just showing you, like, oh yeah, this is where they're going on the horse. These different vistas and these different valleys and all that. It would have been cool to see at least, like, a few infected on the road. Like, see Dina and Ellie take out a few infected. Just, you know, at least have the infected in there and to remind the audience that, yes, that, you know, this world is full of dangerous shit. But they didn't have that. Because in the game, while they don't show the journey to Seattle, they have the journal that Ellie writes in, and it tells you, like, they got ambushed on the road by some, like, bandits and stuff. So it's like, maybe scenes like that could have been in the episode. And the campfire scene. I feel like the campfire scene not being in the episode is kind of weird. Even though the campfire scene wasn't in the game either, but they talk about it in the game. So I feel like if they talk about something in the game that isn't in the game, that we don't actually see, I feel like that'd be a perfect opportunity for the show to put that scene into the show, right? But they don't do that for some reason. I'd say it probably took them on, like, a month to get there, to be honest. Like, on horseback, probably a month, right? Maybe just a little bit less than a month. And then on top of the fact it's 3 months after Joel dies that they leave Jackson, that's a bit dumb. I don't like that change. That seems a bit stupid. Removes the agency and removes the, like, that raw feeling of Joel being dead, you know, and then, like, revenge being, like, consuming Ellie, like, literally as soon as Joel dies. But the fact that it's set 3 months after just feels a bit pointless. Like, I get that Jackson was recovering from the attack and stuff from last episode, but you could have also just not had the attack be last episode, because you did that attack, you've had to come up with an excuse to have a time jump. And then that time jump kind of ruined the whole narrative of the story by having Ellie just not really giving a shit about Joel dying. You know? Like, that's how it felt to me. In the game, it's like, boom. Let's get revenge. And of course, Tommy went before Ellie. And like that's why Ellie went to kind of bring back Tommy, but she also went for revenge too. I just don't understand why you wouldn't have Tommy go. However, we didn't see Tommy after that scene with Gale. So there could be a chance he's already gone. 3 people said yes at that council meeting, and I assume it would have been Jesse, Tommy, and Maria. So why wouldn't Tommy want to go, especially to like Avenger's brother? But the only problem with Tommy going is he doesn't know what she looks like, or what Abby looks like. In the game he does, because he was literally in the scene Joel dies in. I also found it very weird that, you know, Dina didn't bring up the fact that, you know, they said they were fireflies, right? Because she was still awake for that, right? They said, like, Abby said to Joel that, who do you think we are? And then Joel's like, fireflies. And they said, we were fireflies, you know. Dina was still awake for that. Also, the fact that she went back to Jesse is kind of weird. Like, I get why, if you think about it, if you've played the game, because they need an excuse, because the time jump kind of fucks with things. Like, she kisses Ellie, and then leaves her in the hospital, and then gets back with another guy, or the guy she was with. Maybe they're doing some kind of love triangle thing, which, if they do that, then Jesus. But they're definitely making that relationship a slow burn, which I don't know if that's a good thing, because then it feels like so much is going to happen in the next few episodes. It's going to be all over the place, like, with their relationship. Like, how can you have a slow burn when they've been in the same community for 5 years? Like, this is why the game didn't do that, because the game established that Dina and Ellie knew each other for years before they got together in the game, you know? In the show, it's like they've only just started talking. Them in the tent, was that the first night? Because they would have at least been on the road for like a month before they got to Seattle. So in that month worth of time, if it was a month, they only had that conversation about the party like one night. Like, you feel like that had happened on like day 1 or day 2 or something, you know what I mean? Like, and surely their relationship would have got closer and closer by the time they got to Seattle. So having it be like a slow burn that takes place over a month is kind of wild. Because then it's just, like I said, it's going to feel extremely rushed when you get into all the nonsense that's going to happen within the next few episodes. Because then you've got the revenge shit happening, and then you've got all the crazy stuff that's happening in Seattle, and then you've got their relationship coming together. I mean, I like the scene with her going to Joel's grave. Like, I do think that was more like cinematic. It being in like a field, the sun like shining, rising over it. And then she puts the coffee beans on his grave. Nice little callback to season 1. Like, I don't know why Ellie's given the dialogue of like 6 out of 10 when it was Dina in the game. I don't know why they keep bringing up Curtis and Viper. Like, that doesn't really happen. It's weird that Dina didn't say like who her first person she killed was. In the game she does. You know, like, why have conversations from the game and then not do the full conversation from the game? Like, it's just, like, it's weird. Also, Ellie was 100% lying to Gale at the beginning. Because, like I said, there's no way they didn't talk that night, because she walks past the porch, and then the day after, she's just saying to Jesse that, you know, I want to go on patrol with Joel. Like, if you still didn't like him, or you still had problems with him, why would you want to go on patrol with him? So they obviously had a talk. Also, seeing the WLF, like I said at the end, just felt to me that they were showing the audience that, yes, they're bigger than what the characters believe, which I do feel like ruins the sense of surprise a little bit, because I feel like we should be finding out how big the group is at the same time as the characters, because then it'd be like, oh shit, this group is massive, you know. But now the audience already knows because they've dumbed down the story. Like, in the game, you don't know how big they are, and you find that out like in the middle of the game, and you're just like, oh shit. And then you realize like they're fighting some other faction, which we obviously saw in this episode. And then you realise that you're stuck in the middle of a war. I feel like it's a bit weird doing what they did with the scars this episode. I can get why they did it, it's to add context to what happened, but I just feel like it would have been better just to stumble across them, like with Ellie and Dina. Like, not having that scene with them before, but just stumbling across their bodies, like, towards the end of the episode. Like, you didn't need to see these characters or the scars before, until maybe, like, in a few more episodes, maybe we see a flashback to that scene or something. That would have been better, I feel like. You're humanising the characters to kind of blame the WLF and blame Abby for everything, but it's like, we clearly established that the group is massive. But then doesn't that also contradict what Abby said last episode? That they have a code, right? They don't kill unarmed people. I mean, she literally did that last episode. I'd assume some of the scars were unarmed. Like, one of them was running away, apparently. So, clearly that code doesn't mean shit. But it's just weird that they'd show them off, like, this early. Because it ruins that sense of surprise. But I guess it's to catch us off guard later on in the season, maybe. Like, you think the Seraphites are good, or the scars are good, but there's more to them than meets the eye. Which I guess this is what they could be doing for season 2. Because we're going to be seeing one side of the story, right? So, like, maybe this side of the story, we're going to see the bad WOF everywhere we go. But in next season, we're going to see the other side, which is going to be like, we're going to see how bad the scars are. I could see them doing something like that. Outside of that, though, there's not really much else to, like, dive into with this episode. I mean, seeing the Seattle, like, skyline was kind of cool. I was looking for Easter eggs, like, that tied into the game, but I didn't see the bridge, if you know what I'm saying. Manny being in the Space Needle is weird. And I'm saying weird a lot, but it is. Like, when you think of the game and the Space Needle, you know what that is, right? Like, if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, the Space Needle is on an island, but it isn't in the show, so what does that mean? Does that mean the island has been taken out of the show, or is there an island somewhere else? Because there was part of the city that was flooded, so maybe. I'm so worried, though, going into the next few episodes, because how much of the next few episodes are going to be covering the days in Seattle, right? Like, is next episode going to be day 1? Episode 5, day 2? Episode 6, day 3? Or is 6 going to be some other shit? And then day 3 is episode 7. I feel like if you cover day 1 all in next episode, that would be stupid as fuck. And then day 2 is all of episode 5. That would also be dumb. I feel like day 2 needs to be split into 2 episodes. But this is my problem with Last of Us 2. It isn't bad, but, like, a part of me just loves part 1 because of how much, like, variety there is in terms of locations. Like, you've got fucking Boston, right? Obviously you start out in Texas, right, in the prologue. Then you've got Boston, then you've got Billstown, then you've got Pittsburgh, then the sewers, the suburbs, like the dam, the university, right? And then you've got, like, the little town with David's group, and then you've got Salt Lake City and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot more variety with the locations in Last of Us Part 1, while in Part 2 it is literally just Jackson and Seattle. That's pretty much it. Right, so, like, in terms of a setting, I feel like just being in one location does get boring. I don't want to spoil... There is a few more locations in Last of Us Part 2, but it's nothing compared to the first game. But I don't want to spoil where they could go later on. I mean, I don't know, I'd probably give this episode like a 6.5, a 7, because, like, it does push the story forward. Like, we're in Seattle now, which is good. You know, I feel like a setup episode in a 7-episode season, it's kind of dumb. Especially since we've already had a setup episode. However, the Seth stuff, like, I'll say they've redeemed him, but it doesn't seem like they're redeeming him. It seems like they're, like, showing how, like, toxic he is and how that helps, like, Ellie's decision, right? So he's kind of, like, they've redeemed him, but at the cost of, like, giving Ellie exactly what she wants, which isn't a good thing. Like, we're going for revenge it's gonna cost something. And I also said in the reaction that maybe Steph is like this for a reason, because of something that happened before all of this. Because in the game, there is a note that you read, and it does say Seth on it. Now, I don't know if it's the same Seth. We never really found that out. But I'd assume that might be connected in some kind of capacity to his backstory, if they're going to try and adapt that story into the show and explain why Seth is the way he is. But then if they do that, that's another waste of an episode. Do we give a fuck about Seth's backstory? And if you do fucking have that in the show, it would be a bit weird. Like, I do feel like Gail's character is kind of repetitive, isn't she? Like, every scene she's just talking about how drunk she gets, how much of an alcoholic she is. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, who cares? Like, to me, it just feels like the reason Gail has been in, like, pretty much all the episodes so far is because of Catherine O'Hara. Like, she's a great actress, but she doesn't need to be in as many scenes as she's in. Like, she doesn't exist in the game, and, like, the scenes are just kind of not really necessary. You know what I mean? They're just trying to make use of the talent that they've got in the show. But yeah, I'm curious how people feel on this one. Like, I wasn't going into this episode expecting it to blow my fucking mind or anything, but I just feel like it could have been done a little bit better. Spend less time on the characters that don't really matter too much, and spend more time on Ellie and like how she's changing and stuff. Like, that's kind of the whole point. Like, you can have the world building stuff, but it kind of takes you out of it when you have the scars in there, when you have like these other characters in there, where you have Gale talking to Tommy. Like, it's only really good for like a TV audience thing, but I just feel like we should be focusing on Ellie and her grief. Game Ellie, I know we keep comparing it to games, but you have to. This story wouldn't exist without the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when the game does something better, I'm going to say it does it better. If the show does something better, I'm going to say the show does it better. Which I have. Like, the journey to Seattle, I wish we saw it in the game. And I do wish we did see, like, the aftermath of Joel's death. I do think they kind of skipped over that very quickly in the show. Like, Tommy, like, cleaning up Joel, and then it cuts to Ellie, like, having, like, PTSD of that. And then that never shows up again. Throughout the rest of the episode, which is weird considering there's a scene in the game right after like Ellie visits his grave and her hand starts to shake as she's about to open a door. Also, how likely is it that it would have taken 3 months for her to recover from the collapsed lung and broken rib, I assume? Is 3 months accurate? Even if it was, I still feel like 3 months is just an unnecessary time skip, in my opinion. Like, you've just had no reason to do that. And if she's from a few kicks to like this rib is enough to like put her down for 3 months, how the fuck is she going to manage to take on the WLF? Like, they're trying to make the characters a bit more realistic, but like, come on. Oh, she gets kicked a few times, that makes it so she's got a collapsed lung and she's out of, you know, action for 3 months, but she can also take on a man that's over like 5 times her size. Like, make it make sense. Obviously, she couldn't take him on because, like, if he actually punched her really hard, she'd be knocked the fuck out. The suspension of disbelief only goes so far when you try and make a show that's realistic, but then you do things that aren't as realistic. It kind of ruins the suspension a little bit. Like, you get the town was recovering and stuff, but, like, I'm not sure how I feel about, like, what they're doing with Tommy. This is what I like about Tommy in the game, though. Like, he visits Ellie literally the night of Joel's death. Tommy gets the scene that Dina got with Ellie this episode. Like, talking about the WLF and stuff. I'm pretty sure in the game, like, they pretty much leave, like, day 2 after Joel's death. Like, a day after Joel's death. Because you have Joel die, Tommy visits Ellie, and then, like, he says, like, give me a day to smooth things over with Maria. And then the next day, Ellie visits Joel's grave. Dina and Ellie both find out that Tommy stole a horse. And that Tommy left a note for Maria. And then Maria reads that note to Ellie, and then Ellie and Dina go after Tommy, right? But they also go for Abby too. Because there's something about that I love, though, in the game. Like, you're following in, like, Tommy's footsteps, and, like, you're following this trail of, like, dead that he's left. Like, I feel like that's going to be missing in the show. I don't know if they'd even do it. Like, there's a scene that happens in the game that I'm not going to spoil it too much, but, like, it involves, like, an interrogation scene. And it's similar to what Joel did last season. And like, Ellie learned the technique of it. And that plays a role later on in the story. So are they going to adapt that scene? Because I feel like that scene's pretty important. But yeah, I don't know what they're also doing with Manny's character. Seems like they're combining his character with Jordan from the game. He's in a completely different location compared to where Jordan is in the game. So we'll see if they'll even adapt the thing from day one. Also, did Joel's grave say 1987 or 87? Was that a mistake, or does it say 67? I can't tell what the fuck that says. Am I tripping there? I'll show it on screen, but like that's so weird. Why does it look like 87? I mean, if it is, that's a major oversight, but like, it could be 67 would make more sense. If it is 87, then Jesus. Did he have fucking Sarah when he was like 4? Anyway. Joel's dead. Time to get some revenge. We're in Seattle. Hopefully they do it justice. I mean, 4 episodes just, I don't think is enough to do the next 3 days. Like, also, just before I end the video, I do feel like Season 1 was just, like I said, better written. Like, if we were to put, like, the show in terms of quality, like, Season 1 writing would be about up here. Part 1 would be about, like, up here. I'll lower my hand a little bit. It'd be about up here. So Season 1, here. Game here. Season 2 versus Season 1. So Season 1 would be up here. Season 2's down here. so far. Based off the first 3 episodes, actually, I'll do season 1, episode 1, season 1, episode 2, season 1, episode 3 versus 1, 2, and 3 of season 2. And this is where it becomes crazy. The catalyst for the first season was Sarah's death, and that happened in the first episode. The catalyst for the second season is Joel's death, and that happened at the end of the second episode. So that really proves my point that there's something up with the pacing. And even the tone, like I said, like this episode felt weird tonally. Like it went from like depression to like a bit too happy to like the characters not really caring too much that Joel's died. It just felt a bit weird. There was moments where it just feels like they didn't really care that Joel's dead, which in my opinion, like the 3-month time jump just doesn't help it. In my opinion, it really doesn't. I get why they've done it, but it's it's just an unnecessary change because, like I said, in the game, like Ellie wants revenge straight away, and then in the show it's like 3 months, 4 months later, let's go get revenge. It just doesn't hit the same narrative beats that the game does. It's just like Ellie doesn't seem to care as much. That's how it feels to me. And yeah, she was 100% lying in that speech in the council. Like, let's do it for us. No, Ellie, you want revenge for Joel. Of course you do. I know I was a bit negative in this one, but the show just isn't helping itself. I'll be honest. Like, the show's quality is just nosediving, and that isn't good. Especially after you lose Pedro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely going to be a moment where the writing goes up a bit, if you know what I'm thinking of. There's specific scenes that involve flashbacks that I think hopefully will be done well, because they were done really well in the game, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, that basically sums it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.